Hey, David. Welcome. Welcome, Lord Henry. Yeah, it should be a fun time. Sharesa's Caress is always fun to go through. Look at all the various different people that are in here. And then, yeah, working our way through Wyrm's Rock Fortress. That's always a good time. And there is going to be a big fight to get in there, so keep everybody entertained. Lord Henry, I'm not actually sure if he is or not. I mean, it's an easy thing to find out today. Yeah, honestly, I don't know if he's selling anything or not. I know when we talked to him, there wasn't a specific trade dialogue option, but that doesn't mean that you can't click the trade icon and see if he still has anything. So we can go look. Remind me and we'll go ahead into Angle Iron's cellar and go check him out. Yeah, I remember trading with him, and I don't believe that he had a trade dialogue line to click on. So the question really is, was the trade icon illuminated down in the bottom left-hand corner or not? I don't think I talked with him last week. Did I? Might have been the week before. I think last week was mostly inside the circus. We've got 4 minutes here. I can go backward and look at my channel here and see if I can quickly pull up 2 weeks ago. Looking at it, it looks like... Well, I'm waiting. I need to get to a dialogue here while I'm watching the video. Because while he's talking, it's always going to be grayed out. Okay, so... Yeah, he doesn't have a trade dialogue option. The icon appears to be highlighted. So we can go see. Welcome everyone to today's live stream, episode number 42 of our Baldur's Gate 3 Bard gameplay series. I'm Commander Jorval, and I want to thank you for coming along on our journey today. So I don't think I have anything on admin notes, so we'll go right into our recap. So last week was all about the circus. We spent almost the entire live stream inside the circus and completing all the various things that we can do in there. We dealt with the killer clowns at the end of the episode, and then we kind of cleared out a few opened up the map area type things in Rivington. So we have completely explored Rivington and the south shore of the Counsellor River, and we moved our way back into Wyrm's Crossing, and that's where we're going to jump in today, because today we're going to explore Wyrm's Crossing and Wyrm's Rock Fortress. We've already done a couple of things up here. We've been to the Flop House, and we've been to the Harper Hideout. We've also been into Sharessa's Caress for a couple of smaller things, but today we're going to go and talk to everybody and do almost everything there is to do in here, and then we're going to head into Wyrm's Rock Fortress down there. But before we do, we're going to head to the Rivington General here real quick just to check out something, and we briefly talked about this during the chatting portion before we started. Lord Henry was wondering if Barcus Wroot is still a vendor here in Act 3. We talked to him 2 weeks ago, and we learned that he wants us to find a different way to deal with the Steel Watch and the Gondians. So we're going to head down into the Ironhand Gnome's hideout again.
It's locked from the other side.
Okay, so it's still locked from down there, so we will head down to the coast over here behind Sword Coast Couriers.
You're such a scaredy cat.
And head down that way. I must have just come out this way instead of coming up the hatch. That's why it's still locked. So we'll head in right here instead.
Here goes nothing.
Okay, so let's go talk to Barcus. Gotta find him. There he is.
I want to have a word.
Gondians respond well to reason. So when you meet them, be reasonable.
Okay, so he doesn't stop talking now.
Gondians respond well to reason.
So I'm not going to be able to highlight the trade icon. The trade icons are only clickable during a dialogue interaction where you have a line on the screen that you can respond to and the conversation pauses. We're not able to do that here. So yeah, can't check it here. I may off stream go in and reload a save and check it and post a comment. But yeah, I'll take a look at it and see if I can post a comment. So let's just head back to Wyrm's Crossing here, and we'll go ahead and start working our way through Sharessa's Caress. Now, something that I want to do is wonder if I put it in my camp. I might have. Did I not get the Shapeshifter's Boon ring? Oh, I do. Oh, that's in the lower city. Yes. Oh, boy. All sorts of discombobulated. Yeah, you don't get that until you venture into the lower city, and we're not there yet. So, sorry, I've been going through my other playthrough, getting ready for this weekend, and that thing plays a real prominent part, so I'm just used to immediately after I start up, checking, make sure I've got the boon active, and I don't have it here yet. So when we come in here, we've already talked to the owner of the establishment, Mamzelle Amira, and that was because we helped find the Stern Librarian here, and she's gifted us some private time with the Drow twins. Okay, but over here we can talk to Korrilla. Now, we've seen Korrilla before. We saw her in Act 2, where she was kind of stalking us. You can also see her in Act 1 at the party with the tieflings. If you move over by where Withers is, she's hiding in some bushes along the shore over there. But you don't have an interaction with her unless you get put in prison by Priestess Gut and you fail to get out of prison. She will come rescue you.
Damn, Hoots! That new batch burns stronger than a pit fiend's fist.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Take it however you want. But I'll be having my usual from now on. Oh. It's Raphael's favorite misadventurer. You've put me out of pocket, you know. Raphael bet me 5 soul coins you'd reach the city in one piece. He rented a room upstairs in the hope that you'd drop by. Ah, I forget we've never met. I've had my eyes and ears on you so long we feel like old friends. Korrilla is my name. I'm Raphael's assistant, shall we say. Take your time, have a drink, sample the goods. Go see him when you're feeling refreshed.
So this is just the beginning of Korrilla's story. We're going to learn much more about her in the future.
Now, that there's a face I'd remember if I'd seen it. Welcome to Sharessa's Caress. What can Hoots do for you, stranger? You got a taste for ale, I reckon? Or maybe... Ah, forget it. My new brew could drop you in the wink of a spectator's eye. Don't know about that, chum. Hooch packs a stronger wallop than all 10 of my knuckles. Could beef you up, sharpen your tongue, or knock you out cold. No telling till the first drop hits your gullet. Damn! The gal knows what she wants. First one's on the house. So, don't come bawling to me if your big toes fall off or your tongue coils in a knot. Have a look.
So once you've agreed to take Hooch from her, the Amulet of the Drunkard is going to become available. This is one of the 3 items that go along with a drunk build. While wearing this amulet, you regain 2d4 hit points per turn while you're drunk. Additionally, it increases the duration of your inebriation by 5 rounds. So this, instead of just lasting 2, now you're lasting a lot longer. So you can complete an entire combat just on 1 alcoholic beverage, basically, is how it works out. This allows you to stay drunk longer, which allows you to utilize the other drunk items to more benefit, instead of having to then use another bonus action to drink another alcoholic beverage or something like that. This allows you to keep it going longer, and it also heals you, which means that you can proc all sorts of on-heal conditions and effects and that sort of stuff. So it works out really, really well. Yeah, David, you can go check out a couple of them online, and the way they basically work is that alcohol, all it does is gives you disadvantage on dexterity and charisma checks. That is not saving throws or anything like that. So if you drink alcohol, it really doesn't have a whole lot of a negative effect while you're in combat. However, this allows you to keep regaining hit points. The Punch Drunk Bastard increases your damage while you're doing it, and there's another piece of drunk gear that allows you to, again, utilize that condition to do more things. So it's actually a pretty fun build, and you do come up with a whole lot of alcohol in your playthrough. So the Amulet of the Drunkard is certainly here, but you have to agree to take her Hooch first. Otherwise, if you don't and you pass on it, this will not be in her inventory. So if you want it or you want to experiment with it, make sure you pick up her Hooch first.
All set, are you?
Sorry.
You're looking parched, sweetheart. Another tankard?
Else, darling. Another sip and I'm like to spill over. But other hankering for spicier flavours. How about you give me a taste? What'd you say, doll? Have a sit on my lap. Let's see what pops up.
Darling, how you set me a quiver. You are a beast among men. No, a dragon, setting my phoenix nest aflame. I shall slake your thirst, dragon. You will part your lips and drink of my essence.
Oh, I will drink your essence.
Hoots, order up! Another tankard for the fist.
Oh, that was just innuendo after innuendo there. So now here, citizens to talk to, but here we have another possible interaction. And
New guy in trouble.
No time to dally. Still alive, so that's progress. Very well.
The two men bark softly to each other. A single name reaches your ears. 9 fingers.
Okay, we have a perception check here we can make. Ooh, there we go with the rolls. Get these out of the way early. Got full inspirations. Oh, there we go again. I'm not gonna waste another one on this.
No matter how hard you concentrate, you can make no sense of their conversation.
Damn right I do.
This will advance another quest that we already have, but it's not necessary that you overhear it. But it does pertain to Jaheira's quest to find the oh, we haven't done this one. Oh yeah, we did. We haven't returned them, I guess. To find the various guilds that are the Guild of Nine Fingers, and they're competing against the Stone Lords, who we met in the fight down by the shore. I don't know if we didn't return this. We still have a quest marker down here. Yeah, hopefully that's those rolls balance each other out. But we need to talk to Danzo here. I guess we didn't turn this quest in.
Don't suppose you've stumbled across those letters yet? You read it. Technically, that's interfering with someone else's property. I should report you to the nearest manip. Tell you what, give it here and we'll say no more about it. I'll give you a nice little bonus as well, a finder's fee. What do you say?
Oh, wow. This is great. 3 in a row, chat. 3 in a row. Well, I know I'm going to be getting another inspiration here in a second, so. But still. Oh, boy.
Fine. Just give me the letter. Forget you saw anything. This never happened.
Hey, and you get a nice chunk of gold out of that after completing that quest. Let me just make sure we don't have anything else. Okay, no.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay, so we've already been up here to talk to Valeria.
Almost painfully so. 15
Okay, and now we have a couple of different things to look at. We've also been in here. This was Fion's Stern Librarian place. And we have 2 blacked out rooms up here. One here and one over here. Now, if you go into this room, you're going to start an encounter in here. And the result of that encounter is that you're going to get a 1d4 bonus to all of your skill checks until you long rest. So we're going to save this for later because there's definitely something else that we want to use it for. So for now, we can venture here into this room. And we should talk to Lae'zel.
Baldur's Gate at last. We should find Sharess's caress. Voss will be waiting. Make space, and my might is yours. Good. I'll...
Wonder why her... Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at the right one. Okay, so she just doesn't have anything on. I'm not going to spend any time outfitting her. I don't need to. At this point, she's not going to be with us. I'm just bringing her along for the dialogue that we're going to be dealing with.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Rests on it.
Even if
Another
you
step
had
forward.
it, what in the nine hells would you do with it?
You must hear me, devil. I will do whatever it takes. Give you anything you ask.
There is only one thing in this world that I desire. You do not have it, and you never will.
The Kithrak? What deal would he make with this devil?
You must help me, Raphael. For the sake of my people.
Hush now, Voss. These guests may not know it yet, but they want the same thing that you do. And unlike you, they have something of value to offer in return.
Lae'zel, Talak Magir. The devil holds the key to freeing the Gith people. Right here, right now. You could seal our fate. Whatever you discuss with this devil, I must hear of it. Find me below in the tap room, once you're loosed from his claws.
I'm glad you came. Not to my door, not yet, but to the final reckoning. One more thing before we begin, though.
For the first time since the Nautiloid, your mind is clear. It's unsettling.
I gave you back your privacy by shutting that illithid in your pocket out of your mind. It can't hear us. I brought you here because I'm true to my word, and I can make all of this tadpole business go away, which means you and your lovely friends can remain blessedly free of tentacles. Unless some have already sprouted in places I can't see. Let us speak plain. I'll admit, you've impressed me. I wasn't sure you'd make it this far, But no matter how far you come, you're still on the road to ruin. A road that leads directly to a confrontation with the Elder Brain. At best, it will kill you and everyone else in this city. At worst, it will assimilate you, and you won't have enough free will left to even wish you were dead. You have the key to destroying it in the palm of your hand, though. In a manner of speaking. But it's the one inside the prison that you need, not the Illithid, the Gith. I can give you the means to break him free.
Speak, devil. We're listening.
The Orphic Hammer. An artifact capable of shattering the chains that hold Prince Orpheus is held securely in my House of Hope, even now. Good and truth rarely go hand in hand, but in this case, they are happy bedfellows, and we can be too. I swear to you, I have the solution to your problem. Such an eager little pup. Surely you realize there is an exchange to be made. You scratch my back, I scratch your parasite. Power. You free Orpheus, and in doing so save the city, the Sword Coast, perhaps the whole world, and your own precious skin too. And you give me the crown that dominates the Elder Brain. And you, Lae'zel of Kalir, want to free the Forgotten Prince, do you not?
I want nothing more.
Then it is settled, is it not? A crown for a hammer. A bargain of a lifetime, Lae'zel of Kalir. I have craved it ever since the arch-wizard Karsus created it, long centuries ago, and brought doom to the Empire of Netheril. That was the great age of humanity, and Netheril's flying sky cities were the apex of civilization. I was there the day it all fell apart. Entire cities plummeted from the sky like angels with broken wings. The screams, oh, the screams. Hundreds of thousands of people watching in horror as the ground came up to meet them. It was not a happy meeting, and Karsus was responsible. Not driven by malice, but by ambition. He forged a crown imbued with all the powers of magic. A crown that would make any who wore it a god. Men cannot contain so much power. The crown destroyed its creator, and his empire fell with him. Karsus's folly, the bards and scholars call it. I call it hope. The hope of creating a better world, and the perils of unchecked hubris. I knew then that the folly of mortals could be the triumph of devils, and that I could use that crown to unite the Nine under one Archdevil Supreme, me. The Hells require order to function. It is what separates us from mortals and demons. With the crown, I would impose perfect order, unity, efficiency, control. My kingdom would control its borders and stay within them. It was stolen from right under my nose all those centuries ago. The archdevil Mephistopheles snatched up the crown and squirreled it away in one of his vaults. He is not more than a frigid archivist. So much power and potential kept inert. He made a miracle into a museum piece. I raged. But only for a decade or so. Then I waited, ever watching for more than 1,000 years, for a mistake, a mishap, a misadventure. And these chosen, who have caused you so much trouble accidentally, did me a favor. They brought the crown back into play. Yes, it does. Especially when I see what a bloody mess they've made of their whole scheme. They must have raided Mephistopheles' vault. Impressive, I must admit. But they'll be dead soon. If you don't kill them, the Elder Brain will. It doesn't have feelings in the way you'd understand them. But it seems rather angry. It is inevitable. When you destroy the brain, and you will because you must, the crown will be yours for the taking. And when that moment comes, you give the crown to me. In exchange, I give you the hammer now.
A simple transaction, it seems, but it's more than that. He's offering you an alternative to the mind flayer in your head. Take Raphael's deal and you could free Orpheus. With Orpheus free, you would have no need to rely on the Emperor. But there's no guarantee that Orpheus would be on your side. And if you take the deal, you'll have to fulfill it. You'll have to deliver the crown of Karsus to the devil himself. He claims his ambition is to unite the Hells, but can he be trusted to stop there? Do you trust him more than you trust the Emperor?
Skvar! We should do as the devil asks. The Prince of the Comet must rise again.
Okay, so in the Paladin livestream, we agreed to the deal. What agreeing to the deal gets you is... it gets you access to the Silver Sword of the Astral Plane right now. So you get it a little bit earlier, but then you have an option to break the contract, which means you have to infiltrate the House of Hope. You also get the Orphic Hammer right now. But if you want to break your contract, you have to go to the House of Hope and you have to steal it from there. And since we're going to the House of Hope anyway, while we're stealing a contract back, we can also steal the Orphic Hammer while we're there. Once we have the Orphic Hammer, we can then turn that into Kithrak Voss or let him know that we have it, and he will give us the Silver Sword of the Astral Plane right then. So it's really a question of how you want the more endgame portions to play out, and whether you want the Silver Sword of the Astral Plane to play a part in it. We don't really care right now because Lae'zel's not with us all of the time. She's not a normal member of our party. So utilizing it doesn't really, or getting it now doesn't really do us any good. And this, the way we're going to play this is different just because it's going to illustrate another set of gameplay. So we're going to end up going to the House of Hope, and we're going to end up stealing 3 things. Well, 3 major things. We're going to steal a lot more than that while we're there. And one of them is going to be the Orphic Hammer. So we're going to not take his deal. Lae'zel's going to get upset about that, but she's not going to leave the party. And then when we report to Kithrak, you'll see what happens there as well.
I won't stop you. But time is running out. So don't stay away for long. If you see reason, I'll be here, waiting. Right up to the moment the world ends.
The means to loosing the Prince of the Comet was within our grasp, and you refused it. Why? I wanted to follow the open valley, the easy way out. You chose the brambled path. I'm annoyed by it, and I admire you for it. We must speak with Voss. Then we find our way to Raphael's House of Hope. We'll take the Orphic Hammer and use it to smash the True Heir's bonds. Yisk Githkar Tafki Crashet. The Githyanki will be free.
Okay, so she's easily brought back around to our way of thinking.
I thought I'd lost you. Something was blocking me from hearing your thoughts. Raphael. Well, thank you for your honesty. Of course, I should have known the devil would come sniffing. The stench of impending chaos is irresistible to them. And what did he want with you? How very gumptious of him. What were the terms of this deal? Tell me, you turned him down. Good. I am glad. But be careful. The devil is like a cockroach. No matter what you do to it, it will always come back. I doubt this will be the last time you are approached. I trust that you will continue to remember who is really on your side. Without my protection, you cannot defeat the Elder Brain. You cannot even get close to it, no matter what the devil whispers in your ear.
Okay, so let's go back and meet with Kithrak Voss downstairs. You'll find him right here around the corner.
Voss, friend to the Comet.
Lae'zel of Kalir, warrior of warriors. Tell me you took the devil's deal. Tell me you will free Gith's heir.
Now, if you pass the deception checks here, you can get him to give you the silver sword of the astral plane right now. Okay, he will think that you have the hammer or have access to it, and he'll give you the sword. Now, these deception checks are DC 30. So, I have the best possibilities of being able to do that. However, if I was really prepping for this, then I would have a couple other things going before I come into this conversation. I've got a plus 16 right here that is available, so I'd have to roll a 14 or better to pass it. And then I can also add in a couple of things. One, I'm going to have... I can have advantage on this. And I can also add in guidance on that. So I could probably get this down to a 50-50-ish shot. Probably from a 65% to a 50% chance of failure. So a 35 to a 50% chance of doing it. Now, if you're going into this conversation, there are other things that you can do to up that, to help get you a little closer to that number. However, I'm just not interested in it right now. I'll play through and get it a little later. But also remember the room that I just talked to you about that has the Rapture condition in it. That can give you an additional 1d4 bonus to this check. So you're able to add on quite a bit of add-ons depending upon how you play it to be able to get it. I'm just not worried about it, especially since it's not something I need right now.
I did not come this far for you to turn your back on the First Mother's son.
Githkar Tavkim crashed. You put your trust in me, Voss. I plan to honor it.
Yes, and it seems I have no choice but to trust. There is but one prism, and you are its key. Find a way to retrieve the hammer and free Orpheus from the prism. I will assemble his remaining honor guard and plan our next actions. Together, we will yet free the true heir of Gith's blessed empire. He will free us from Vlaakith and lead our Kithraki against the Geich. Istik, I will wait in the underground. Seek me when you have the hammer in hand. A devil of Raphael's stature does not simply make camp on the shores of the Styx. He will have made a sanctuary for himself, a lavish one too, one that caters to his many vices.
The House of Hope. We must find a way in.
The House of Hope, you say? I couldn't ask for a name more fitting. Every house has an entrance, Istik, even those in the Hells. You must find it. The Prince of the Comet aches for Githyanki liberation more than he abhors Geich. He might seethe when you free him. He might gnash his teeth and slander your name. But he will see reason. I promise you.
You are wasting your time, and mine. Our true enemy is the Elder Brain. Focus your mind there.
Okay, so now we... In our log here, we refused his deal. We can't always go back there and do it. We learned that we need to get the Orphic Hammer, and it's in his house. And to do after we've done that, we need to report that back to Kithrak Voss. Okay, all things that we are going to do during this playthrough. So now I'm going to take Lae'zel and drop her off. And Kerr should be down here. Yes.
I need a quick word.
This vessel is at thy disposal. Do what thou wilt.
But the vessel only stares blankly. You'll need to make...
This soul awaits thy command.
Okay. So we are going to, there's one more room to explore here. Or one more room that we want to explore. I guess there's two. We'll do this one first. The Drow twins are here. We're going to have an encounter with them a little bit later. So we're going to save that for now.
You can stare as much as you like.
Okay, we do have a couple of other people in here that you can just have a quick conversations with.
Enjoy the fiddling. Throw a few coins our way and let us play on into the night.
And then we do also have the kitchens here.
Not that type of service down here, love. I've got a husband. And you ain't my type.
Interesting dialogue options here.
Thank the gods. I've had too many miscreants think my kitchen's just another themed playroom.
And you can purchase food from him. There is another room in here that you can sneak and pick your way into. It's a little hard because of the detection cones, so we're not going to deal with it now. There's no reason for us to go in there at this particular time. And you can see we've been in Frago's Flophouse here. That's where we met Astarian's fellow spawn. And if we look through the rest of what you've got, we can look around and just open up some of the map. Okay, we would know some of these locations for different ways that you can work your way up to the top here. You can also Misty Step your way over here to this roof, and then with a high enough jump skill, jump your way up here into this location. So a bunch of different ways you can make your way up here. We have been into Danthalon's Dancing Axe here, and we've completed all of that.
Darling, it's very leather-like.
And another Brainquake.
Without all three stones to control it, it will soon start acting on its own will.
So here is one of the few ways that you can bypass the encounter here at the gate. If you do not have a pass to get in, you can still enter into Wyrm's Rock by featherfall jumping down to here and or flying down. I believe fly works, yes, or flying down here if everyone has that tadpole power. And working around the outside here, you can either get into the prison, or you will only be able to get into the prisons here, and you can work your way back up into Wyrm's Rock Fortress from there. However, we do have a couple of different passes to get in here.
Sorry, chum, can't let you through. Wyrm's Rock's closed for the day.
Not closed to Duke Older Ravengard's own son, surely.
You having a laugh, devil boy? I know Ravengard, and last I knew, his spawn wasn't sporting those horns. The joke's on you. No entry. That's the end of it.
Okay, that's not the end of it. We have a few different ways to get in. We have Valeria's Pass. We also have the ducal invite that we got from the Investigate the Toys quest. And we also have some persuasion and or deception options we have available to us. We can't always attack our way in. We just don't need to.
Be. You don't look the posh sort. Last door on the right. Go on. Make merry. Lower the gates. Special permission.
Okay, so we're going to work our way in here. Last door on the right. There's only one door on the right in here. Then it's this one. This is what will lead you into Wyrm's Rock Fortress. We're going to head into the second door down here.
Halt. We do not know how you gained entry, but your trespass shall not be punished. Lord Gortash has been expecting you.
The Watcher's presence fades, but another takes its place. Confident, dominant, commanding.
My most esteemed guest, we meet at last. I am Lord Enver Gortash. You are the prison bearer, slayer of the dread General Ketheric Thorm. I welcome you to Baldur's Gate, my city. It already is. Granted, there are a few formalities to complete, but well, why don't you come and see? Allow me to formally invite you to my inauguration. Make your way to the ceremonial hall
Okay, so here we're invited to his inauguration. That gives us a new waypoint here, which is on our right. It's not a... While we stay here in Rivington and Worm's Crossing, we're not limited. We can go do that whenever we want before we leave this area.
Wits and blades always sharp.
What to do? How much farther can I go?
What are you doing in here? You're not a fist. Go on, get out, or I'll wake the others.
Okay, if you pass that perception check, you find out that he's hiding a lockpick. And that opens up another dialogue option where you don't have to pass this one. Ooh, boy. Just barely.
Please, that won't be necessary. I just needed gold. That's all. I'm getting out of here. Taking a ferry down the coast to get me home. Those bloody crooks at the docks are charging triple, though. Danger money. It's a joke. No! I mean, I quit. Nothing wrong with quitting a job. My wife said we have to stand and fight, and I can't. I won't. I'm not made for this.
We have an intimidation option here that we can make.
All right. It's all hidden up on the roof. I just wanted to be safe. I'm not a coward. I'm not.
I don't have much sympathy for somebody stealing, trying to get out of here. So we'll find out the consequences of that, or the repercussions of that choice a little bit later on here in the stream. For now, we can go in here, we can talk to the quartermaster.
I don't know, dear. I don't know. All we can do is...
This is the armory, not a bloody open house. Fists only. Now clear off. Trade? Do I look like a shopkeeper? This equipment isn't for sale. It belongs to the Flaming Fist.
Okay, so you can use various options here to get access to her inventory.
Bloody wasn't. Too busy ordering more of those mechanical monstrosities to tell me. I suppose you can take a look, but make it quick.
Okay, so the inventory that you're going to find in here is regular items. +2 items at the level that we're at and that sort of stuff of various different types. You're also going to find a very good selection of arrows in here, but the weapons are just normal things. So you don't have to do anything to get in here other than pass a check, so it's not really that difficult. It's not really worth it to do a whole lot with her, like I say, unless you're interested in things like the arrows of many targets, which are always really good. Smoke putter arrows, again, really good. She's gonna have various slaying arrows as well, and you can reset her inventory and see if you can get some of the more rare types that go along with it. But there is an inventory here. You just have to kind of pass a check to get your way in.
Stay sharp, stranger. In these times, all we can trust are the blades in our hands.
As for the rest of it, your waypoints over here, you can talk to various other people in here and learn that they're trying to get out of here or trying to get passage away from the city and that sort of stuff. Nothing else you can do. Everything is marked as steel. We're going to head down the passageway, though.
We'll tell them what happened, and we'll be home in no time.
And this brings us into the prisons. Or into the prison, and we can talk to the guard here who's sleeping.
The guard is fast asleep.
Bathed in a tendy. Ate all the onions. Old man Otto. Back here again. Cell stinks like an old cabbage. 3 bowls of the stew. What now?
Goodness, how embarrassing. I had a heavy lunch. Welcome to Wyrm's Rock Prison, the 5th nail, wee jail. What's your business?
So this option here is opened up because we pass the perception check. But if you don't, there is an intimidation option here that is available to you.
Your father? Not much of a family resemblance. Well...
Second cell on the right. And you tell him, no seconds for supper. This here's a prison, not an inn. Hang on, I'll let you through. Well, in you go.
You can also fight your way in here. Nothing that you do down here is going to translate to upstairs. Oh, that's just going back up. Okay, so down here in the cells, you get to this first intersection, and you have a storeroom down here at this end. Okay, now you are going to have a patrolling fist who walks up and down this corridor right here. So you can wait until he turns his back and starts to walk away, and you can go into hiding and unlock that door, which is what we're going to do. We need to have access to this room a little bit later on. So once he gets down around the corner,
just out of view. With a flick of the wrist.
Fail. I didn't put on any of my thief gear for this. Fail. I just like to roll somewhere above a 6. Seems to be all or nothing today.
My faith will guide me. I must keep going.
One move ahead. Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Let's not get caught off guard.
Okay, and now we're here in the storeroom. You can loot any of this stuff in here while the door's closed and not have to worry about it. There is a chest over here.
What path lies before me?
That has some decent potions in it. Malice is always really good. They have to succeed a con saving throw or become blinded and poisoned. There's some crafting ingredients in here as well. But what we're really interested in is this wall. Okay, and this wall opens up an exit from Wyrm's Rock Prison. And we're going to be using this here in a little bit. For now, though, I need to be careful when I do this.
I just want a little look.
Because you can't tell where he's at out here. Okay. So there he is. He's coming back. None of us are in sight line, though.
These boots have seen everything. I'll give it a shot. Never wanted the easy
Okay,
path.
so now we're good. There's another wing off of this intersection that goes this way, which we're going to be dealing with a little bit later. For now, we're going to head down here, and we have more fist inside here. If you get into combat down here, they will be brought into that combat, and then we get into the area with the cells. Okay, and here is Otto. You can talk to him if you'd like. And then here is Counsellor Florrick.
What's up for discussion?
So, you're too late. It's over.
By Avernus. Florrick.
The Steel Watch happened. I came seeking allies to our cause. Watchers spotted me, dragged me to Older Ravengard's husk, empty as a stare. Your father's a tadpole's puppet, Will. Nothing more. He's spoken accusations. Apostasy. Conspiracy. Sedition. I'll be executed in 5 dawns.
The hell's with that. Nothing is over. Not while I still draw breath.
When the people need a miracle, you cannot wait for the gods to answer.
Father's words.
Indeed. To think I'd almost forgotten. No more sulking. I know what to do, and I can only do it with the help of the blade. Unlock my cell. Escort me out of Wyrm's Rock. I'll seek out my connections. When the city streets shatter, you'll want their blades. Hurry.
Now, once you talk to her, that starts a timer. And that timer is just what she said, so if you take multiple long rests here, then she will end up getting executed, and you will see her hanging from the gallows in the lower city. So once you talk to her, make sure you deal with this one way or another. And we're going to...
Where am I needed?
Still breathing.
Oh, I can upcast it, that's why. We're going to deal with it by, again, breaking her out here. Is all of this stuff on Astarian? It might be. Okay, well, I should be able to get through this, I think. You can pickpocket the key off of the guard up front as well.
I don't need any attention right now. Couple turns should do it.
That's a bad number. Well, it's a 50-50 shot. Jeez. Oh, come on.
Keep focused. We can talk.
Okay, so now she's invisible. That timer is ticking. But it should have worked out with the timing that now he's turned the other way and is walking down the hallway. So we can just make our way in here, close the door behind us.
This is far enough. The way should be clear. I can't thank you enough for getting me out of that damned prison. And for giving me courage when I'd all but run out.
It's the least we could do. Your faith in this city should inspire us all.
Yes, I have some connections in the upper city. Perhaps they'll heed our call. You won't fight the coming battle alone. As long as the city stands, I will stand with it. This is my promise.
Okay, and that's going to complete Free Counsellor Florrick and advance the Gather Your Allies quest, where now the Flaming Fist will be by our side in the final battle here. So now that we are out here...
No traps, please.
There are a few things that we can do, and we're going to start by heading down here.
shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times. Don't want to draw any attention.
Okay, so we did find it. And I'm gonna move everybody back.
I wonder what the next move is.
Defender of the people. Never a dull moment.
Let's move.
A long way to go still. This'll help. No time to waste.
I've got a long road ahead. Wonder what's past this.
Okay, and in here you have a letter that you can read, and this is part of another letter that lets you know about the two people who were the two adventurers who were trying to loot an area here in Wyrm's Rock Fortress. Okay, this one was betrayed by his compatriot, and he hid their stuff out here. You're going to learn more about this a little bit later. You can see he'd had arrows stuck in him. So must be the guards found him. You will find his compatriot a little bit later on. And you will learn his fate as well.
With haste.
Okay, now there is another way for you to go here. You can climb up this cragged rock. And it leads you to a dead end. That's because this room here is inside the audience hall, or inside the way to get into the audience hall, and is only openable from the inside. But once you go into the audience hall, you're able to get out this way. However, we want to take care of something before we go into the audience hall. So that's why we made our way out through the prisons.
I'm ready.
Where am I needed?
So my action economy is still really good.
And here I go.
More for me?
I'm thinking what I'm getting here, because
I'll be my old fishing spot.
now that I'm out, I don't want to be taking my chances anymore. With these traps that we are going to find here in a little bit. Okay, now you can see where we are. This is the railing I was talking about jumping off of or flying off of. We are right below that now. We're right underneath the bridge now, and we can continue making our way around, and there's a knotted route we can climb over here. And we're just going to keep working our way around the outside. And once we get over here, we have two ways we can go. We can go this way, or we can head down. We're going to head down first. Now, once we get down here, that's one way to get down.
There is work to do.
Okay.
Defender of the people. What's that?
Alright, so there's the first one.
Have to keep going.
Arrow of many targets, nice.
Might be useful.
The pride of the gate. What's that? Checking things out.
Let's get going.
Okay, and we
Always
did
room for more.
find a pipe here, and that pipe
does my feet
leads
carry
us
me?
to the Wyrm's Rock cells. So if you come out through the audience chamber and you come down here this way, this is a way to sneak your way into the Wyrm's Rock prisons. The back way, so to speak. However, you again need to be shaped or wild shaped or gaseous formed to get in there. So now that we're done down here, we're going to head back up. And there's always two that get stuck. I don't know what determines which two those are. I haven't really investigated it very much. But for some reason, that jump always confuses two members of your party. It might just be the last two in the order.
All right.
But yeah,
What
for
now?
some reason, somebody's always going to get stuck down there.
These boots have seen everything. Don't mind if
Now
I
we'll
do.
make our way to the left here. That dragon egg mushroom you can't pick up, it's out of reach. And I don't feel like experimenting with it to see if something like telekinesis could move it, or mage hand, or something like that. Okay. Now that everybody's up here, you can see that we have a fist in here. This isn't the only person that's possibly going to be walking around in here. You can get other patriarchs who walk between these two doors sometimes, so you don't want to dally in this room, and you don't necessarily want to leave a dead body in this room either. You want to find other ways to deal with this, and we're going to knock Fist Diallo out, and we're going to do it over there on the other side. And that's simply because we don't have enough time with her patrolling to get everybody where we need them to get out of her detection cone before she comes back in here. So let's go ahead and get our gear changed.
Don't give me trouble now.
And we'll lockpick this door. So again, these were at 50-50. That's not gonna work. Unless we roll really well. Oh, we did. Hey, and there goes Fist Diallo. We don't want her to be there. Okay, so there she goes.
This is a restricted area. Time to explain yourself, or this guard will be restricting you to a cell.
Okay, and that's fine. We're going to go ahead and attack her. Ooh. Oh, so Will has not been seen yet? Yeah, and so you have patriarchs that go wandering around in here.
Well, so much for peace. Swift as my feet can carry me.
Never a dull moment.
Jeez, that was horrible.
Light on my feet.
Still going to work, though.
Strip in silence.
Come on, can't stay idle.
On my way.
And we're going to start this off. With darkness. Now we can bring Will in here. And I'm not going to kill her with this, so I'm not too worried about non-lethal attacks going off. Okay, but I can cause some really good damage with it, and now I can hopefully...
Blood comes easy these days.
18. Still active, right? Yes, it is.
Need to stay focused.
She doesn't have enough reach either. Yeah, my mistake was she turned around there. I was expecting her to look out over the edge, but she turned around to sit on the bench instead, so it messed up my attacks here. So I'm gonna wait until the next turn.
Nothing important is ever easy.
Because I'm not able to reach. Not able to reach her.
No holding back.
And that's what I fully expected to happen. Okay, so she's knocked out. Now we can make our way up to the top, and going to do that by stacking some boxes here. Okay, this one's broke a little bit, so I'll use this one. Probably don't have enough strength to get it up there in one shot, so yes, I'll do it like that. And now I should be able to walk everybody up here. Yes. I don't need to, I can fly all the way up here.
What am I to do? Let's try this way. My faith protects me.
Keeping pace.
And last one.
These boots have seen everything.
Looking ahead.
Okay, now up here, you want to be careful. There's a patrolling steel watcher here. And his detection cones don't reach down here. But you want him to be turned around.
Breathe deep and move.
Whatever comes, I'm ready. I'll go this way.
Defender of the people. Keeping pace.
Still alive. So that's progress. Need to find a way forward.
And we're going to get everybody here into this room and
Have a lot on my mind. And, well, in it.
we're going to get into a fight. Okay, and we're going to enter this in turn-based mode and start this off. Okay. So, Steel Watchers, we haven't gotten into a fight yet with. They are vulnerable to lightning damage, and they are immune to psychic and poison damage. Now, they also have something called failsafe protocol. So, and I've kind of been looking at this and testing this a little bit at a random number of hit points that they have left, they will enter an explosion state. Meaning that they will have a big red circle around them on the ground that is going to blow up. And it causes a large amount of damage. Their self-destruction protocol allows them to self-detonate. And yeah, does a lot of damage. So you need to be very, very careful about how you position your characters when you're in a fight with a Steel Watcher, because you do not want to get caught in that blast. That is the key thing, is that if you get caught in that blast, you can be one shot, basically. Also, Hellfire ignores resistance and immunity to fire damage, so you are left with a dexterity saving throw to take half damage from this. And even if you take half damage, if it rolls high, you still get one shot. So this is not an easy fight to deal with in any way, and it's made more difficult by the fact that you are going to be fighting multiple Steel Watchers. Now, the first one's kind of isolated here, which is, again, good for you. But the rest of them are quickly going to come calling. And if you don't have at least the first one taken out, things can get really ugly. So we want to fight this one out here, and then have the option to be able to retreat either this way away from it, or this way away from it, or back into this room. But remember, reinforcements are going to be coming. So they can quickly cut off your avenues of escape here. But we want to do as much damage as we can.
Breathe deep and move.
And that means our paladin is not going to be the one to cast darkness here.
Touching and waiting. Let's not get caught off guard.
Actually, that's a good point. It doesn't matter now.
Waiting.
I don't know if casting darkness on top of my paladin is going to bring him into combat or not. It's going to bring Will into combat. Oh, it's not. Okay.
Nice and quiet now.
That's fine. Okay, so now you can see that there are 2 more Steel Watchers here. Okay, so we have not reduced this one to the amount of hit points that we need yet to cause him to self-destruct. So now we need to do that, and we're going to... thinking how to play this.
Eyes open, mouth shut.
Okay, so he only has 27 hit points left, and he has not entered into his destruction state. So we may end up just killing him here. So we need to get away.
Have to keep going.
What now?
And it still did not enter into its self-destruction state.
I'm ready.
So yeah, this one's just going to flat out die here. And it's going to explode when you kill it. What, you got 6 hit points left? Okay, so now it's in one turn, it's going to detonate. And that's not one turn back around to you guys. Whenever his next turn comes up, he's going to detonate. And what that means is that this one, hopefully... And that's a good question, because I'm going to try and rig this a little bit. Because he might have to dash to get to me at 16 meters. Yeah, I don't think he's going to, but I don't want to be trapped in this room. I'm thinking how to play this. Okay. Want to be visible. I want him to run straight towards Shadowheart. Is what I want to have happen. And or stop and go after the spiritual weapon. I want to kind of spread people out here a little bit. And try and keep them away from this ladder as well, because there's a hostile... There can be a potentially hostile steel watcher up here on the roof. Right here. And he can shoot down onto the top of this roof. But I don't want that ladder being destroyed if I can help it.
Got to focus.
See where he runs to. Okay, so he's coming after me. So he went after the spiritual weapon. That's fine. Nothing for thunder here. So he's not blinded right now. So I'm going to let him come in again. Hopefully he will go after the spiritual weapon again.
Another fight. Let's go.
But either way, I want him to move into the darkness if I can. I need to make sure I'm back in the darkness here. And this should allow me to do that.
I think you can take me on.
Okay, now I want to move back.
Don't waste a step. This is my time.
Perfect. So there's his detonation. Now I can move out of the way of that.
Another fight. Let's go.
And I'll just stay right there.
Can't afford to let up.
I'll move Shadowheart into the darkness, but not into the blast radius. And hopefully this one will dash in here and get caught up in the explosion. Oh, he's scared. He knows what's up. That was probably because I moved Shadowheart back into the darkness.
I wonder if this is worth the cost. The blade will not bend.
I won't give in.
Let's see if now that I'm visible, he dashes back toward me. He's not going to. Let me try and move up a little bit with my bard.
On the victor's path.
I don't want to go too far forward. Because of that.
Ready.
Okay. So they're going to be fun.
Swift as my feet can carry me. No holding back.
Can't give up.
Battle favors the fearless. Fleet of foot.
Okay.
Got to concentrate.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
Need to act fast. On the move.
Okay, there it is.
Nothing will stand in my way.
And I still have my thief stuff on. I do. Okay, good. And now we can start making our way a bit farther down this way and see if he's going to come out of there.
One day, I'll catch a break.
Time to push my luck again. Battle favors the fearless.
Darkness is going to run out here pretty quick.
Got to keep fighting. Best avoid that trap.
Okay, he just seems to be stuck there. So I think we're going to have to go get him. I don't really want to do this. It's more of a waste of resources to have to do this.
Keep going.
Okay.
Where do I go from here?
Talk to me.
Okay, here he comes.
This is my time. fleet of foot. Still breathing, despite everything.
Now we'll move our way, or move ourselves back up into the darkness again.
Time to press ahead.
Still breathing, despite everything.
What's the plan? Heading there.
Okay, good. So he just sat there.
No holding back.
I'm all in favor of him just sitting there.
Can't even catch my breath.
Let's end this. Let's see this done.
Perfect. He doesn't know how to deal with the darkness.
Battle favors the fearless.
Now he has an attack where the whole "you're coming with me" thing. He does a whole "get over here" scorpion move, where he can shoot out a barb that will drag you all the way toward him, but he can't shoot that into darkness, which is important because it's a ranged attack. So this allows you to avoid that entirely.
Still on my feet.
Let's finish this.
Okay. So we're going to get set up again because you saw briefly that there are more people around here that we're going to have to deal with. Okay? There are 4 more. There are 2 iron consoles, I believe. Yes, 2. And then there are 2 of these black hands that we have to deal with. I think another one is maybe standing here. Or something like that, plus 1 more melee-based steel watcher. And we're going to have to deal with them. First, we want to make sure that we are...
There is work to do.
able to find these traps and that we can disarm them. These traps aren't that difficult, but with advantage, you certainly help that out.
Unseen as I was taught.
Oh, and I still had passives on. It doesn't matter now because they don't do passive or non-lethal attacks, but that would have become an issue here in a little bit. Oh, and I forgot. You get a condition called Pursuit Protocol. where once you kill a Steel Watcher for the next 10 turns, all the Steel Watch in the city are looking for you. And if they see you, things can get sporty. Okay, so that's where it is, where the next one is, so we'll just make our way up here and try and detect it.
I need to concentrate.
Maybe I should stay crouched forever.
And this is the most difficult part of all of this, is just finding these outside traps. Do I have the shield that gives me advantage on those? There's one of them. Hey, Philip, welcome. So we will equip that.
What's next?
And he failed it too. Oh, by 1.
I can't waste any more time. Don't waste a step.
Now these traps don't matter while you're not in combat. They only become active while you are in combat.
I'm ready.
But we're going to be getting into combat here in a second. So we want to try and find these.
These boots have seen everything.
This is our last chance. Good deal. Okay, so now I will swap that back here and I will put this over here.
What's next, I wonder?
Make my next move.
And there'll be another one over here somewhere.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
And then there are 3 more around the corner here, I believe.
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
Okay, so there it is.
Can't afford to stay idle. I see a way.
So once Shadow gets here, we'll change the shield out. Oh, she already has an advantage on perception check shield. Boy, she was rolling really bad if she failed those.
Good.
And she did it again. Oh boy.
On the prowl. Careful. Maybe I should stay crouched forever. Light on my feet. Eyes open, mouth shut. Every step counts.
see what Will can do here. Okay, there we go.
So much for a warm welcome.
Some of them, Philip. We started off. You missed all of the shenanigans, where they were really bad at the start.
Keeping my head.
But they've calmed down a little bit. And like I say, I think there's one more. Yep, there it is.
Let's get on with it. Quiet as a mouse. Looks like a trap there.
Okay, and I think that is all of the traps. Okay. So let's make sure that we have our combat stuff back on. Okay, and we're going to make our way back to where we just were. We're going to fight back down this way. So we're going to have everybody make their way down there, because we want to separate these people, and sometimes they get stuck, so to speak, and we can bring them back a couple at a time. So that's what we want to, and you can see the detection cone from the Steel Watcher up on the roof above us. Okay, and now we're going to go in here and pick a fight, and we're going to do that by also, at the same time, clearing out some of the things that we're going to have to deal with in the future. Now, this room up here is Gortash's private room. Okay? And after the coronation, Gortash will be in this room. So when you confront him, you have to fight him in here. Now, you're fighting him in his territory up here. And he is surrounded not just by the Steel Watchers that we killed, and also by this group of enemies in here that we're going to kill in a second, but he also has traps that are scattered around these rooms that will be launching grenades at you, or spitting fire at you, or giving him shields, personal force fields, that keep renewing to prevent him from taking damage. And there's an achievement to kill Gortash without triggering any of his traps. Now, I don't know if that includes these ones that are out here or not. I've cleared them out without triggering any of them. So one way or another, we should be good with that. But I think it really only means triggering any of the traps while you're in active combat with him, because these traps, like I say, are not active when you're not in combat. And we can take advantage of that by moving softly into this room. And see, the traps aren't triggering. They're not red. They're marked as yellow. And we can start taking out these traps. Okay, you want to make sure that you've destroyed them.
Don't waste a step.
And you don't want to move too far into this room. You want to give yourself a distance around the incineration casters because of that. Okay, now the force curtains, I don't know if those are included in that achievement or not. They're easily destroyed as well. So don't leave them around either. Okay, now, we've killed all the ones that are around here in this room on the walls, with the exception of these two. When we attack either one of these, we're going to alert the Steel Watcher. And when we alert the Steel Watcher, we alert everybody in this room. Okay? So we want to get ready to leave because they are going to come searching for the source of the noise in here. Now, we can run back out if we want and avoid them, but we want to start the combat here, as deep into this room with them as we can. So I'm going to trigger an Eldritch Blast on one here. It's still within range, and I'm going to get ready to trigger another Eldritch Blast on this Steel Watcher when he comes around the corner. Okay. So that triggered the combat, and that's exactly what we want. We have some of them who are deep in this room down here. And maybe some of them will get stuck in this room. But for now, let's start retreating out of here. And I'm just going to dash. Or I'm just going to make my way out of here and let the Steel Watcher dash toward me. And while we're here, I'm going to just get out of sight lines here.
Keep it quiet. Every step counts. Never wanted the easy path.
Now, they have a lot of movement. The black gauntlets have auras of terror, which is a fear aura, to prevent you from moving, having disadvantage on your attacks, so it can be really bad to be dealing with them. And these two are going to be casting Voice of Command. Am I going to trigger? Yes, I am. Got an armor class of 23, so hopefully I can avoid it. Because if I don't, things could go really badly. Oh, jeez. Oh, he rolled a 20. Nice. Okay. Yeah, this is a problem. This is a huge problem. Last, I did not need a nat 20 there. I didn't need that. didn't need that at all.
Don't mind me.
And I didn't take a short rest either. Oh, it doesn't matter. I can do it with them. Nope, I can't.
Can't afford any mistakes.
Didn't take a short rest either, so I didn't get my divine smites back.
What's next, I wonder?
Mistake.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to fight them up here, which is a problem. This is a big problem. Because I'm gonna be fighting all 5 of them at once. It's removed by healing.
I have to survive this. Need to tread softly.
Let's see how close I have to get to drop a healing word. Okay, so I'm fine there. Can I drop it back here? Yes. It's just barely at range. Can I sneak a little bit more out of it? Nope.
Let me help.
Okay, and that did not put Shadowheart into combat. Okay, that worked out well. So, now let's get out of here.
Can't slow down.
That was fortunate. Now, hopefully some of them will turn around once I cast Darkness. But either way, even if they don't, they're spread out enough that I think we'll be able to handle them a few at a time. And see, he kind of turned around, which is exactly what we want. So now let's get everybody into this.
Secrecy above all.
I can be subtle sometimes. Have to keep going.
Now, with the melee attacks, you don't want to have 2 people standing within the same line because his sword acts kind of like Jurgiral's greatsword. It does damage in a big line out in front of it.
What comes now? Better tread carefully. Let's see what other spirits.
Alright, so let's give him some Radiant Orb, make it harder to hit. He might jump out of here and go after Will. That's why this was a mistake. He's immune to poison, but not necrotic. Okay, so landed a crit on me on Shadowheart. Sentinel procced. Yep, see now they're getting confused. Which is exactly what I want. So you can fight them a few at a time, not have to fight everybody all at the same time here. So we need to make sure that whatever happens, if we cause enough damage here, we move everybody out of the way after we make our attacks. Ooh, that was almost bad. Okay, so now I can move out of the way of that cone. Shadowheart can move back out of the way. Hers can move back out of the way. And now he goes boom. Now I can get everybody back into the darkness. And hopefully get ready for these guys. I'm going to bring one person out of the darkness. Good, he's continuing to come down the way here. And you see, he got stunned. I don't know if you noticed. See, the mines triggered for some reason. Even though I disarmed him, the traps became active in combat and he ran into it. Okay. So we're not going to move up any further. I don't know where that... There it is, right there. So we're not going to move near that just in case it's triggered as well. I think that's probably too far. Just barely. Where's the mine at? There. Oh, perfect. Let's get other people in here to attack first that don't have
on the victor's path.
Repelling blast.
Coming through.
Eldritch Blast is just so good.
Well, so much for peace.
If I move up there, I might not be able to move back very far. Good enough, though.
What now?
Outstanding. Okay, so where's the next one? Just around the corner. I'm going to kind of move out here a little bit, just so it kind of triggers them to keep coming after me.
My faith will protect me.
Stay on my feet. Forever dauntless.
And they don't dash back into the room, which they will sometimes do if they can't see anybody. this tends to draw them out if there's somebody standing out of the darkness.
What should I do? Better get to work.
I'm really liking that. I'm really liking her use of Nyrona to start stacking reverberation, plus just the straight damage it does. I didn't expect that to happen.
Ready.
No choice but to keep going. On the victor's path.
Just getting destroyed. Okay, so where's he at?
Where do I go from here?
Let's cancel my turn and see where 16 meters, so he's gonna have to dash to get to me. That's fine. These are the ones I'm more worried about. The black gauntlets. Oh, ranged attack. That I don't care about.
Let's finish this. I know what to do.
Time to push my luck again.
Another, yeah, it's just almost a flat 20 damage at least every single time.
Battle favors the fearless.
And Will was just dropping crit after crit after crit.
Nothing important is ever easy.
Get wrecked.
My faith will protect me. It shall be done.
Another fight. Let's go.
Need to act fast.
Time to push my luck again.
Okay.
Still on my feet.
Doing good here. I don't know if we'll be able to kill it. Oh yeah, we will.
Give in.
Yes. Perfect. Okay, now a couple of things that you noticed. Well, hope you noticed during all of that. You got decent amount of XP for killing each of the black gauntlets. Okay, there's 400. Black gauntlet. Numia was the one that got hit. Jackbox, you got 320 for the console. $320 again for another iron console. And if we go back a little ways, Yeah, another 400 for the other Black Gauntlet. Here's the Steel Watcher. 510 XP for each of the Steel Watchers that we killed. Okay, so there's a huge XP chunk in here to be had
All's well that ends.
by having these
Not as
fights,
bad as
because
it
there
could
are
have.
4 Steel Watchers at 500 apiece, and you get, give or take, 400 apiece for the other 4. So you're dealing your 3,200 XP here
What's hiding
in
here?
this fight. Now you're going to be picking up enriched infernal iron. This stuff doesn't do anything. You also have infernal iron, so if you haven't dealt with anything with Karlach by this point, which I think would be a little strange, you're going to have the materials to do it here. There's going to be a lot of great armors and stuff to pick up in here. That's all a lot of stuff to sell. Plates, plate armors, maces plus 2s. Another infernal iron. Okay, and I need to send all of these to camp. Okay, so I believe that's everybody. It is. So we do have a couple of crates that you can look at. So the Steel Watcher above us is angry. There is a way to deal with him. So he's hostile, but until he sees us, he's not going to pop into combat. There is a way to deal with him, though.
Is that blood? No, never mind. Can't risk being in open view. Have to keep going.
We're just going to put everybody into hiding. We're going to break our group, and we'll take Shadowheart up here.
Best step softly.
Okay, he's over here. We'll wait for him to come back. Because remember, they have a vulnerability, right? Their vulnerability is to lightning damage. And we have a spell that we can drop and continuously inflict damage, lightning damage with it every turn. So we'll wait for him to come back, and then we will initiate combat with this Steel Watcher here. Here he comes. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not in combat yet, and this spell's gonna run out. Not entirely sure why it didn't drop me into combat here. Come on, just a little bit closer. Okay. Interesting. I haven't had that happen before. Because Call Lightning is only going to last for 10 turns. So it's going to run out. I have 2 more casts of it. Because normally you get dropped into combat, and you can just keep dropping it turn after turn after turn for 10 turns. And you can keep doing damage to him. And after every turn, you can just drop down the ladder, and he can't see you. You come up to the top of the ladder, drop it again, then you head back down the ladder, and rinse and repeat. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to drop Call Lightning. I'm going to head down the ladder and end my turn. Now I can just come back up the ladder. Drop Call Lightning again.
Your time has come.
Okay, no. No, no. Where are you going? Oh, this is interesting. I've never seen him do this either. Boy, things just got sporty. Okay. Well, I don't think this is really going to be a problem, because I'm pretty sure we can kill him flat out from right here with Eldritch Blasts. Yep. Okay. There's another 510 XP.
What's in here? Need to find a way forward.
Okay, so big fight here. Got it taken care of. We are not done exploring up here though first.
Open up.
Let's go check out a couple of things. There are some crates that we can search. I don't need trap disarm kits. I need thieves' tools. There are some smoke powder barrels here. For all the fun barrelmancy that y'all can come up with. And then we do have some more crates we can search. There's always a bunch of arrows here in this one. And I'm going to have to... send off some of that. No, and Shadowheart's now encumbered. Nice. Okay. And another metal trunk here. Always has some decent throwables in it. And then here you can see we have a marker on our map for the Thieves' Stash. This is alerted to us because of the conversation we had with the deserter, quote unquote, downstairs. This now puts a marker on our map for this. Now this is an investigation check. I believe. And we have nobody that's any good at any of it. So doesn't really matter.
Protects me.
Can't give up now.
Oh, we can put on the warped headband of intellect.
Moving ahead.
It was an investigation check, and that reveals the heavy chest here. Not anything, you know, spectacular in here. So, nothing really worth it if you fail this, but if you can pass it, might as well. Okay, and there's one more thing that you want to get while you're out here before you head into his room. And that is up here. There's another chest, and fly makes this incredibly easy to get to. And we failed the perception check. That's fine.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes. On I go.
The pride of the gate.
We're gonna move everybody back here away from it.
Blood? No, never mind. How much farther can I go?
Be wary. This place is trapped.
Okay, and we'll shove it off. And I don't know why it does that, but whenever you shove it off, it automatically reveals that it's trapped. Like I say, I don't know why that is. But it will allow you to disarm it now.
Onward. Ever onward.
Never a dull moment. Come on, open up.
Okay, and in here you're always going to find some really good potions. So, in this case, we got the elixir of Supreme Elixir of Arcane Cultivation that gives us an addition, or restores, or I guess gives us an additional level 4 spell slot until long rest. So, again, really, really nice.
Time to press ahead.
And now we're going to go in here and we're going to continue our detrapifying of these rooms. Not sure why that last incineration counter was marked as, or caster was marked as red. But I'm going to be careful moving through here and just move in as far as I need to get to the next ones. Okay, and then we have incineration casters on each side here. That's marked as red as well. This one might be out of range. Yeah. Okay, and then we have the two horse curtains. Okay, so that killed it. And I think that's it. I'm just gonna take one quick last look along the walls. Nope, there's a grenade impeller up there. This one's dead. I think that's it. So now, when you come back up here, and you have the fight against Gortash, he's all by himself. He has no reinforcements. He also has no traps. So he's not able to trigger any of those traps. So once you kill him, you're guaranteed the achievement. So that's why coming up here before you go into the audience chamber is a good idea if you are level enough to be able to handle the fight that you're going to get into, because 5 Steel Watchers is no joke. Or, yeah, 5 Steel Watchers. Is it 5? No, it's 4 Steel Watchers is no joke. And then his guards that are up here, especially if you allow them to get into melee range with their terror auras. It's not just fear that gives you disadvantage, it's fear that can make you run away. And things can get really ugly. Because you can go whole rounds without getting any turns if you don't pass your wisdom saving throws against the fear. So if you're able to come up here and handle this fight, then do it. If you can fight back here, it's best, because as you saw, they will tend to spread themselves apart and come at you fewer at a time, because if they all come at you at the same time, things are going to get rough. Now, the first playthrough I did, I ambushed this first Steel Watcher. Everybody up here aggroed. All 4 Steel Watchers and all 4 guards, plus the Steel Watcher up on top over here. Now, he didn't come down. He stayed up there, which thank goodness he did, because if he'd have jumped down like this one did, that'd have been 5 Steel Watchers to deal with. So I would not recommend necessarily doing this on honor mode unless you're being very, very careful about how you do it. Because you can get, if you get them all to trigger at once, things can go really badly. Because remember, these hit point totals as dealing with, this is balance mode. This is not honor mode. So this fight is substantially different in honor mode. It's still best to get it out of the way if you can, because coming up here afterwards and trying to deal with all of this at once with Gortash is going to be really hard. So it's best to try and do it now without Gortash being in the fight, but you need to make sure that you're leveled up enough to be able to get there. So now we're going to come back into this room and we're going to start searching what's here. So you can read all of these plaques here if you would like. There's a bunch of lore involved here that is actually pretty cool.
Could come in handy.
We can go around and just pick up all of the bronze and silver stuff to be able to sell it. And there's a whole bunch of it laying around here. that you can pick up. Don't worry about that lever that you're seeing. It's not up here. Okay, so we'll just go around and pick all of these things up. Search all of these cabinets and containers. And there's going to be one more, or there's going to be two more things at the back that we want to specifically focus on. These plans, you can read them. They're all about Gortash's plan for influencing the city and being able to take things over. So his journals here, you can read them, and you can find out his how he met up with Orin and Ketherick and all of that sort of stuff. And again, what the final plans are going to be. Okay, there's more goblets and that sort of stuff here. Some really nice, cool clothes. This is his room, after all. So there's bound to be some nice stuff and a whole bunch of camp supplies. Okay, before we go there, you can head to the table here, and again, a bunch more of his papers and lore about his plot and how he was going to come into power and all that sort of stuff. So there's some really good stuff in here to read. There's just a lot of it. So you can do that on your own time, and more stuff that we can pick up here. You can sit and play the piano if you want. It doesn't make a whole lot of noise. It just makes a couple of notes if I remember right. But you can interact with it. Okay, and now we get into his bedroom. Okay, there are some wine bottles and that sort of stuff in here.
No one back home will ever believe this.
Do I still have my thief gear on? I do.
With a flick of the wrist.
Let's make sure it's not trapped first. Okay, now these DCs start to get a little sporty. Okay. So there are two of these, or three of these, that we're going to have to deal with. Up here in this room. So right now I've got a +7 bonus. I've got advantage. If I throw in guidance, I'm at 8 to 11. So that means I need to roll a 14 at the minimum and a 17 at the maximum. So things here are probably not where we want this to be. So I'm going to head out. Because we have a red border. She's still knocked out, which is exactly what we want. Okay, so somebody's in this room.
Council, simpering bureaucrats.
And they're not happy with us. Okay, so we don't want to go anywhere near that door.
Time to press ahead.
Okay, and now we're out. I just want to make sure everybody's down here. With the whole ladder shenanigans.
Can't slow down. First in my heart.
And I'm going to bring Astarion back into the party here.
Ah, my favorite trap. Well, obviously I would. Excellent.
Okay, and Astarion's level 10.
Watch your back.
So he's got a plus 12 to his sleight of hand.
No one's stopped me yet.
Okay, so with Astarion now, I can just drop the thief gear here. And take him up there by himself. Ooh, he's gonna have to pass a check though. We'll see if he can do it. I don't need to take everybody else with me. I'm a little worried that like Duke Ravengard is hostile.
It's proud. Nice and easy.
His marked as red. That's kind of weird. That's never happened before. And I hope it's not because that stupid patriarch came out here and saw us.
Go.
Because, yeah, see, some of the room isn't, but then all the Fist and the Steel Watchers are. So this might get really, really interesting next week. Yeah, because see, everybody is still hostile. That'd be interesting. That's going to be interesting. We'll see how that plays out.
With pleasure.
Okay, so now we're 15 to 18. Oh, jeez. We're gonna run out of thieves' tools. Oh, there it is. Wow. Okay, well. I have never once in any of my playthroughs ever had to go buy thieves' tools. Never once have I had to do that. I don't even know where to buy thieves' tools. I have no idea. So yeah, that's a thing.
Time for discretion. Gently.
And yeah, you can see Gortash is marked, he's red. So the only thing different about that playthrough than any of my other playthroughs is that I was discovered by that patriarch
Looking
who
ahead.
came walking out there and saw me. Okay, so where do you think we can buy thieves' tools? Maybe at the foundry?
If not over, then through.
Or I mean, maybe at the blacksmith? I don't know. I've never had to do it before. Let's go see if they're sold down here.
Back again? Want a dagger? Or... Oh, yay!
No. So, looks like my...
Want more? Want less? Want to sell?
Your BFG says the old lady by by Danthalon's dancing axe. So let's head up there.
And their virility. For you, I'd recommend 2 doses.
Fruit?
Nope, this is the fruit vendor. Down here.
Must have been 10 legs.
Tool trader. That makes perfect sense. Thanks, BFG. I appreciate the help.
I've got the tools for any job. Any job.
Like I say, never in any playthrough have I had to buy thieves' tools. I normally only carry 5 on me. Because I've never been in a situation where I've had to use all 5. So
Whatever you're working on, hope that fixes it for you.
So this is also interesting. It raised the ramp here. Or raised the bridge here. And I wonder if I walk up there and talk to them if it's going to start combat. So I'm not going to do any of that today. Because one way or another, now that I'm out of there, I'm going to have to find a new way in there. I can obviously do what we were talking about. And I can just feather fall down here. That's going to put me back. Yeah, then I can make my way around and back up there. Because there are some pretty good items up there. There are 3 chests. Well, 2 chests and a hidden safe that have to do it. The waypoint is inside Wyrm's Rock. I don't know if I teleport in there, if everyone's going to be hostile. So I don't necessarily want to go in there that way and do that. So So I think I'm going to not go in there that way. I think what I'm going to end up doing next week is pop over here, because they're still not hostile out here. So I'm just not going to talk to them. That may trigger them to become hostile. And what I'll do is Featherfall down here. Who's missing? Shadowheart is missing? Are you serious, Shadowheart? Well, you're still in here, but that doesn't do me any good. Doesn't do me any good with you still being in here. Oh, because she never climbed down. So she's still in a red area.
This way.
So what we're going to do is next week we will see how big a surprise we have waiting for us. Now, we do not have to necessarily have a confrontation with Gortash here. I don't believe. The audience chamber is a separate instance. It's a kind of a teleport into it type of instance from down here. When you click on a door, it takes you into, or when you click on a stairway, it takes you into that area. So I'm pretty sure that I can make my way through Wyrm's Rock Fortress. Even if everybody is hostile, I can make my way through it and get into the lower city without having to deal with Gortash. I do not want to kill Gortash before I deal with the Steel Watcher Foundry. That's important for me to do. So I definitely do not want to get myself into that situation. So I'm going to drop a save here, and we will revisit this next week and see how interesting things get. We're also going to start off with a level up. So we're going to level up to level 11, which is where our last multi-class is going to kick in here for a couple of our different characters. But we want to see, first we'll do a level up and then see if we can get back up there to the roof to loot the rest of his chambers. And then see about making our way past and or through Wyrm's Rock Fortress here and get into the lower city. So should be a fun time next week. So, again, as always, thank you, everybody. I love all the interactions with my chat. You guys are great, especially when I come up with stuff that I have never encountered before. You guys are very helpful with the advice, and I certainly appreciate that, because without your support, none of this would be possible at all. This is Commander Jorval saying, until next time, fare thee well.